example, if publicly traded car dealerships, which is a rabbit hole I'm currently in. We don't know what the end result's going to be. But basically, there's a view the market has that in the end, the world is going to be all EVs, and EVs don't need much service, much parts and service. And these auto dealerships, these new auto dealerships have something like 40% of their profits coming from parts and service, and that could go away. And the second threat in that space is that EVs could be sold direct. So then what they're making with new cars also goes away. And so if that viewpoint is accurate, new cars not being sold by the dealerships is okay because they only make 4 or 5% of their profits from new cars. New cars are so commoditized and the comparison shopping is so easy that the margins are very low for all of them. They don't try to make money there. They know they have to basically just be a service provider there without much margin. So my view on that is that for an OEM to go past the dealer, the OEM really doesn't gain much advantage because they have to now service those folks directly. And that the very small margin that the dealer makes on the new cars is actually being subsidized by other facets of the business. So an OEM going direct may have more than 3-4% in cost to, sell directly. And the second is that, we get to these early adopters and all of that. A lot of people in the end may still want to, have a more kind of brick and mortar experience with how they purchase a car, etc. And also some of the new EV players are finding they're better off setting up a dealer network. So I'm not sure that particular notion carries that much weight, but it doesn't matter that much because the margins are so low. Then the second piece is that, EVs don't need parts and service. And actually what I found in the deep dive so far is that EVs do need a lot of parts and service. If you take a 20-year life of a car, each EV has 4 or 5 battery modules. And after kind of 10 years, you might need to replace one or more. If you take out one module and replace it, it's about $7,000. And you're not going to go to Jiffy Lube to do that. You're going to go to the dealership, and there's specialized equipment and there's high margins and all of that. And if car gets to be 13, 14 years old, it might make sense to change the entire battery pack. The entire battery pack is like 25,000 or something, 25,000. So when you look at the entire, and even EVs or non-EVs, they all need brakes, they all need tires, they all have a bunch of other parts that are still going to be needing service and replacement and so on. So I concluded that actually that's wrong, that I don't think that the parts and service goes away. And then there's a few other aspects to some of these large players, the way they're scaling and optimizing their businesses and so on. And so the valuations of these big guys is based on those assumptions being true, which is that there'll be no parts and service. And in the end, these businesses will cease to exist because everyone will be selling direct. So that causes a differentiation. Now we'll see whether differentiation makes it through the rabbit hole or not. But that's an example of kind of, trying to look at things in a little different way and